Hey, this is ASpengler. Today we have another vehicle build. This week it is the Marder III Ausf M. Main reason I ended up doing this build was because I built the Panzer III last, or not Panzer III, Panzer 38T last, and the Marder III is built on the same chassis as the Panzer 38T. So right off the bat you probably could tell that they're very similar on the chassis part, which is because I completely copied this one's chassis and then went from there and built off the rest of the tanks. But before we go too far into it, I did take time lapse of the build, so we'll go ahead and watch that and get back to the vehicle itself. Okay, now getting into the vehicle, as you can tell, all the suspension, road wheels, road gears, those are all the same on the Panzer 38T and the Marder. Front starts off all the same, even have similar level for the view part or the driver's seat on the Marder, but after that everything changes a little bit. Back is different, but other than that it starts out completely the same, but then you do have the differences, so you can check out the Panzer 38T on a separate video. But now we'll get into the Marder itself. So it is the Marder III, so of course there's different variants of the Marder tank. This was the most produced version of it. The variants that are produced, there's 3 variants produced on the Panzer 38T chassis. This was the most produced, but the other 2, the Panzer 38T chassis was the most used for the Marder tanks. There are a few variants where it is on a Panzer I chassis, a French tank chassis, and a Panzer III chassis, or a Panzer II chassis. But of course the most produced ones were on the Panzer 38T. And this is the most common of those ones. So as far as features, the driver's hatch does not open. I didn't have quite enough space. Maybe if I reworked it in the future, but for now I'm fine with it being just a hatch that's just resembles where the driver would be, but doesn't actually have the function of opening. But that might be a future feature again. In the time lapse you didn't really see a lot of the back guarding and the gunner's compartment being built, just because I went into some pretty complex angles there with Legos, and a lot of other Marder III designs you could see online don't really have the sort of angles that I ended up adding in here. As you can see, I did end up adding or leaving in some of just studs on top, and I felt like that these pieces were the best to represent this area right here, and so I didn't really want to add anything and make it stick out even more, and I think it looks okay with that plating like that. But even though it is supposed to be smooth right there, what's interesting about this tank is that the gun was a fixed position, or the gun was in a fixed kind of turret sort of thing, but not like a sticking out turret, but it was a traversable, like almost an anti-tank gun mounted in there, but it could fully move side to side, up and down. And so I was trying to get that side to side aspect, and I was able to capture that a little bit, as you can see. So it moves side to side, but that full little turret area in there is supposed to also move with it, but I only ended up getting the gun to move, so that part's not accurate. But some other designs of the Marder, I've seen people not be able to get it to go side to side, so at least I was able to capture the side to side. But again, this whole area right here, the whole guarding and stuff, is also supposed to rotate as well. But it does have the ability to move side to side and can move up and down. And as you saw right here, I do have the gun holder when it's in driving position, and that folds down nicely right into the front hull, so able to position the gun in different angles and stuff, make it pose it for a battle shot or a fired position, so that's cool. And quite a bit of those angles, so this part curves in a little bit, these parts are curved, that's curved, and this guard section is just set in there. It's not actually attached to anything, but with these two pieces being angled in like that, it's able to hold this one part right here in rather well. So there is that part. This area could fold back, give the crew a little bit more space. Right now it can fit 2 easily, as you can see here, but it probably could fit 4 total, fairly comfortable. And there's a few spots for shells in there that I added, but other than that, that's the main features. So I thought it turned out rather well. It might be a little bit big for the actual tank, but it's relatively the same width as the track, so I thought I got that pretty well. I might have made it a little bit taller than it should be, but overall I thought it represents the Marder pretty well. So I might end up attempting a few other variants of the Marder in the future, but for now I just want to do the most common one and the one I thought personally looked the best. But that's it for this vehicle build segment. You can check out weekly videos of building Clone Cathedral on my channel. Hopefully we'll get some more vehicle builds out in the future. I'm also looking to do some army videos coming out in the next couple of months. So with that, that's going to be it for this segment. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.